What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video on the Prosmary channel. Here's a video for you guys. You guys have been telling me, like, hey, do a video on the Carson situation, do a Carson on the Caterina and Carson situation and all that. I was going to, but if I did one now, it would be I feel like it would have been too late. So I felt like, hey, let's do a video on this topic. And the topic we'll be talking about today is on the Invader Via situation, and with her basically being entitled and not caring that people can't pay the monthly wages during this pandemic. It's very okay. It's very okay to think that way. It's not. But anyways, recently the streamer started going viral on Twitter, dude. I even put my own opinion about it on Twitter myself. But like, a tweet is just not enough. I feel it's not enough to show my expression on how the best way to put it, how irritating it is to see online entertainers think this way, and especially speak this way toward the audience. Because mostly if you follow someone or you watch someone, especially on Twitch, you look up to them. You see them as a role model in a way. So for someone to bash you down just because you can't pay $5 for a subscription is completely stupid. I watch Twitch. I watch Twitch videos. Am I subscribed to any of the people I watch? No, I'm not. Because you still get the same amount of content, I feel. I believe with the subscription you get some bonuses, I believe. I'm pretty sure you do. But even if you don't subscribe to someone, you're still getting about the same amount of entertainment as someone who would be subscribed. They would just have accessibility to probably more emotes or some shit. I don't even know how Twitch works. But all I know is that I'm pretty sure the subscription is like a VIP thing. You know, it's basically the same thing with YouTube. YouTube has this join button on channels. It's basically that, but for Twitch. That's what the subscription does. It's basically what the join button does for YouTube. But anyways, this lovely person decided to go on stream and bash people for basically her audience for not paying $5 for a subscription. If you're at the point where you're not happy that people aren't spending $5 of their hard-earned money, $5 of hard-earned money to not give to you, then you probably shouldn't be working in this profession. I even mentioned that in my tweet. Is that, like, if you are the type of person who complains about your audience not giving you money for a subscription or something, you technically shouldn't be allowed to have an opportunity to be in this business, this line of business, this line of entertainment. Because it kind of shows that, like, in my opinion, it kind of shows like you're not here for entertainment. You're not here to entertain. Okay? There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who do entertainment on the internet, and they don't do it for the money. They're grateful that they're able to get paid and do it as a career, but they don't do it for the income. They don't do it for the benefit of making a decent amount of money off it. They do it because they love to entertain people, and people love to watch them. So for this person to attack her audience for not paying the $5 subscription, it kind of shows that she's not a very entertaining person, and she's a pretty desperate human being overall if she's attacking people for not subscribing to her and giving her $5 of their money. And you guys have probably seen the clip. It's been going around Twitter. It's been around for like 4 days about her, but I'm gonna show one part of the clip that I would say really got me the most. Really, in my opinion, really pissed me off. The whole clip is pretty irritating, especially coming from hearing it as coming from me, who's also considered an entertainer, even though I don't have a big enough of a following as most people would. I'm still considered an entertainer because I put content online for people to watch. So from as an entertainer of my standpoint, who's doing this not for income but to entertain people, to hear her to say this is very is very unpleasant to hear. So anyways, we're gonna play that clip right now.
I'm unemployed, so basically all my money goes to bills and food, or I would support you. Yeah. It's $5. It's really, like, no one's gonna convince me that what I'm saying is so rude or so unacceptable or so outrageous. It just simply isn't. It's $5. It doesn't cost you that much to sub.
Oh my god. So you just heard the clip I played, okay? This person sent her this message on Bit or whatever. I don't really know how Twitch works again, I'm sorry. But she basically says, I spend my money on living and food. And if I had more money than just for those two purposes, I would support you. Okay, so that's what she says. And that's a very reasonable thing, which makes sense a lot. There's a lot of people who watch Twitch streamers, but they can't fully support them because they have to be able to support their own living. And this person, dude, she acts like she understands what they're saying. She's like, yeah, okay, yes, that makes sense. And for a brief second, she pauses, thinking, actually processing what she just took in and what she's going to take out of this. And what she takes out of it is completely the wrong way to think about it. So her response to that is that it's $5. It's just $5, people. You know, like, it's just $5. Like, that's the legit mindset this person has, is that if you don't have $5, why watch me? I'm going to tell you right now, I have $5. Yes, I have more than $5. But am I willing to support someone who's just asking for it? No. No, I'm not. So that's the main part of the clip. That's really that really irritated me. Basically, not everyone has spare $5 laying around. Some people aren't that lucky as others. I'll say that right now. Some people aren't as lucky as others that they just have a $5 bill or $5 in their bank account just laying around waiting to be used for some purpose. And believe it or not, this is the funny part. This is the funny part, I would say. This was released recently. Yesterday, of all things. Around yesterday or so, she made an apology on Twitch. Of all things, she made an apology on Twitch. And oh my gosh. I haven't seen the full thing, but just from listening to the first few minutes of it, it doesn't sound sincere. It doesn't sound like an actual apology. I have a feeling she knew what she was getting into. But anyways, this video has been long enough. It's 10 minutes. It's officially been about 10 minutes or so. But we're just gonna play a little bit of an apology because in my opinion, it's just complete garbage. Like, content creators can't seem to make a decent apology. There's only been a few that have been able to sliver out and say, hey, I've made a great apology. Most content creators end up in the trash bin of bad apologies. Like, for some reason, we're just not good at making apologies. I don't understand that. But anyways, let's see what she says.
You're here right now because you've seen a clip of me, and you're very angry about what I said in that clip. And you're justified in your anger. What I said was tone deaf, insensitive, and stupid. And I recognize that. I recognize that there is no context that I can give that would excuse what I said, so I won't. I can only own what I said, and I will. The clip that you saw does not represent my true feelings. I've streamed for hundreds of hours, and I've said, support communities after you support yourself first. Subscribe if you have the disposable income to do so. But in that clip, I expressed opinions that I do not hold.
I'm going to say this very lightly, but it's my opinion. I'm going to say that she is bullshitting us. She is not telling the truth. Because she claims that those aren't her true feelings. That's not what she really thinks. But to end up saying that on live footage, like, bear in mind, Twitch is a live platform. Whatever you do on Twitch, it's recorded. It's not like YouTube, where you can just edit mistakes out. It's Twitch. So whenever you mess up, you can't delete. Okay? So for you to say that on a live platform that records everything you do when the camera's on, and for you to say that it was not your true feelings, I'm not buying it. You know, maybe I'm being a little too harsh. Maybe I'm being like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. But from the way I seen it, and from the clip I've seen, it sounds like you were actually legitimately serious of your opinion. You were legitimately serious that it's somehow important to give you $5 for a subscription feed. And then in your apology, you're claiming, no, that's not what I actually think. I think that, like, only if you have the income to do so, you should do it. Yes, that is true. Only if you have the income, you should be able to give her the $5. In my opinion, even if you do, I wouldn't even give her the $5 now, since this clip has been spewed all over the internet. I still wouldn't give her $5. But you know, I think she's lying. Honestly, I genuinely think that she's not telling the truth. She's just trying to make this up just to make it sound not as bad as she is. This is just my thoughts. Let's watch it a little farther and see what she says. But so far, I think she's just making it up as she goes. Because as I say, if those weren't your true feelings, if those were not your true opinions, why put them out on the internet where thousands to millions? I think the original clip has like 4 million views or whatever, 4 million plus people to see. Okay, that's the way I stand.
At all. I said things that I don't mean, and they were vile. I recognize that. What I said was wrong in any context, but especially in the context of a global pandemic. It was very callous and inappropriate. I know that you've lost jobs. I know that you're afraid for your own security, and I know that what I said was incredibly hurtful and wrong. And I take responsibility for it. I won't try to make excuses, and I won't deny that what I said was awful.
Okay. You won't deny what say is awful. That's good. That means you're owning up to your mistake, which is what you should do. But try not to make excuses. A few seconds ago, 30 seconds or so ago, you just said those are not my true opinions. That's an excuse. So for you to say I'm not gonna give any excuses, and I believe she said, like, I'm not even going to try to give excuses as well, which makes it sound even more suspicious in my opinion. But anyways, she said she won't give any excuses, but yet 30 seconds ago, before that, she made an excuse of saying those aren't my opinions, those aren't my true thoughts. But again, I have to keep bringing this up. If those aren't your true thoughts, why put it on the internet? and hopefully she answers this. I really hope she answers this. Because maybe she wasn't thinking at the time that it was going to be taken out. No, not taken out of context. It would be as bad as it sounds, which sounds even stupider because, like, of course that sounds bad. Complaining that people can't pay $5 for you, that sounds like you're not very loyal of your fan base and like the platform that they've given you. But hopefully she can answer that. I would really love her to answer that.
So we do have one question now. V, in the clip you stated that nothing could change your opinion. So why do you have a different opinion now? Would you have the same reaction if the video didn't go viral? I did. In that video, I really stuck by my convictions of what I was saying, in that clip especially, and the clip surrounding it. I doubled down on a bad opinion. It was the wrong thing to do. It was not the right way to deal with the situation. I don't hold that opinion, not truly, that $5 isn't a lot of money, because I know from my own experience that $5 means so much to different people. $5 is the difference between having a meal and having a roof over your head and not.
Oh, bro, what's going on here? It sounds like she's making more excuses. But now she's pulling the card that I understand how you feel. I'm pulling the card like, oh, I was once poor as well. I once didn't have enough income to support people just like you. Which could be true. But again, that sounds like an excuse. You claim that before this video really starts, you won't make any excuses. Yet again, you're pulling the card of, I was once in this situation as well. I can understand where you're coming from. Which could be true. I'm not going to say that she's not making that up. That's fully possible. But again, you said that you weren't going to make any excuses.
If this didn't blow up, would you still feel the same? You mentioned you would never change your opinion, Invader V. Yes. I doubled down on a very bad opinion. When I said you're never going to change my mind on this, I was speaking from a very narrow-minded place. It wasn't the right opinion. It wasn't even my real opinion. It was what I was saying in the moment to stoop low in a low conversation.
What? You're telling me that if the video didn't go viral and you didn't get criticized for what you said online, you would hold those same opinions / comments that you made? Oh man! And then after that she like says, oh, like I shouldn't have done that. It was a bad thing to do. But like after reading that question that the viewer gave you, you gave a stern yes, sounding like you were like, yes, I would hold the same opinion if it didn't go viral online. So which one is it? Is it yes that you would hold the same opinions, or is it yes, like, I don't know. From the way she said it, it sounds like yes, I would hold the same opinions if it didn't go viral. In that case, I don't know what to say. I don't really know what else to say, dude. I genuinely do not know what else to say, because then after that she tries to cover it. It sounds like she's trying to cover it up, as in, yes, my opinion would have changed if it gone viral. I don't know what to think anymore. Was that a convincing yes, saying yes, I would have held the same opinions, or was it a yes that like my viewpoint would have changed either way? Just the way she said it sounded way too convincing of saying I would hold the same opinions no matter what.
With all due respect, why didn't you apologize before the clip blew up? Oh, okay. That's a difficult question to answer. Preemptively talking about a bad take, quite often for a lot of streamers, will highlight it more than if they let it lie. So there have been other statements that I've made on stream that have been questionable. if you stream for any amount of time, eventually you'll put your foot in your mouth. And so that's happened before. I suppose I didn't apologize immediately after making those comments because I didn't realize the gravity of hearing them. I didn't realize how hurtful it was, what I was saying, and how personally everyone would take it. I think that the comments that I made were terrible, and I knew they were terrible in the moment that I was saying them. But perhaps I was too proud in that moment to fully accept the responsibility of what I said. I can guarantee you now, I do not feel too proud to admit that I have done an awful, I have said an awful thing.
What you just said right there could be completely true. It could also be completely false. Because yes, I can agree that if you stream for a long time, you can put your foot in your mouth and lose track of what you're saying. But if you're if you monitor yourself a lot, then that probably won't happen. And she also mentioned during the moment, she wasn't really thinking, she was just saying, which can also make sense, especially in a state of frustration. Because I've been there, I've said stuff that I don't mean sometimes, but the only reason I say it was because I was just not happy, and that's the only way I can think. That's the only thing I could think about at that time. So that can also make sense. But also, I can also say that the reason that she didn't apologize after or whatever is because she probably didn't expect the video to get as much attention as she assumed. Again, she's a pretty small channel, Twitch channel, from my understanding. But again, she probably was expecting 4+ million people to view that clip. So I can play on both sides. I can play on the side that she is actually telling the truth, and what she was saying was just in the moment and she wasn't really thinking otherwise, which I can get behind because I've done that as well. And I can also get behind the fact that she probably didn't apologize away or anything because she wasn't expecting it to get as viral and as much controversy as she expected it to get. So I can play both sides. I can play both sides of the card. I can see those both as possibilities. So I would say for that statement, I would say it's a 50-50 possibility. It's a 50-50 possibility for her actually saying the truth, and it's a 50 possibility of her covering up the fact that she wasn't expecting it to go as viral to make the clip. Because the main reason why YouTubers or content creators make apology videos is because the clip has gone viral. If the clip hasn't gone viral, most of the time, I'm pretty sure that the content creator wouldn't have made the apology video. I guarantee you that. The only reason most content creators make apology videos is because it goes completely viral. It goes viral to the point where CNN and other news sources cover it. And yes, CNN did write an article about this. It somehow got that serious that CNN was okay. Let's write an article about this. So, again, you can play both sides. That she's telling the truth, or she's covering up that she wasn't expecting it to get blown out of proportion like it did.
This has happened much bigger than I could anticipate, and it has been overwhelming, as I'm sure a few of you can imagine. I wish that I could talk about it all day and answer each and every one of your questions. I wish that I could give you a satisfactory answer so that you could see who I really am, but that's not what this is about. I can't prove to you the kind of person that I am in one conversation. I've already shown you in that clip the type of person I am able to be, and I hope that moving forward I can be more authentically myself and never show or never give in to those terrible thoughts or emotions and say things that are so hurtful again. I imagine that a lot of you will want to talk about this for the next few days, and you will be very critical of everything that I've said right now.
Okay, so that's Space's apology. Basically saying, to sum it up, basically saying that she regrets what she said. She shouldn't have said it. She just caught up in the moment. I think the 3 points kind of sum up the entire video. In my opinion, those kind of sound like excuses. They may be legit excuses, but they sound like excuses nonetheless. I will say this: it's not the worst apology video. There have been way worse apology videos than that. That is not the worst apology video, but some of the I will say just some of the points she made through the whole video wasn't the best points to make. But I believe the good thing about this situation, in most situations like this, is that it's a learning experience, and most of the time creators try to improve themselves from this situation. So I believe since this happened, she's going to try to improve her image, hopefully in a good way, and also probably monitor what she says on stream. So that's basically all I gotta say about this. I can understand why people are pissed off. I was pretty pissed off as well of this situation, mostly because, like, again, if you're a content creator, you shouldn't really be allowed to share your opinion. Well, no, you should be allowed to share your opinion. You shouldn't be allowed to complain about people not paying you, because being a content creator that's not the main focus, is to get paid money. The main focus of a content creator is to bring joy to an audience. So it's just a whole mess, basically. I believe that's basically the whole situation summed up. I don't think there's gonna be any updates on this, really. But yeah, that's basically all I got for the video, and shit, it's a long one, I'll say that. So I apologize for making this a pretty long video. I'll try to cut it down as short as possible. But yeah, I'm sorry that this video is pretty long. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did. I enjoyed this. I felt like this was a well-needed situation, especially since I put my opinions about this on Twitter. Why not put it on YouTube as well? It's basically it's obvious. But yeah, that's basically this video. I'd like to say before I go, thank you for the support recently. We just surpassed 30 subscribers, which all I can say is thank you. And the good thing about this channel is that you don't have to pay $5 to subscribe. It's free. It's free. All you have to do is click that red button. No taxes, no charge, nothing. It's completely free. So please do so. Okay, so yeah, that's basically this video. Next video is definitely gonna be shorter than this one. Again, I'm gonna try to cut down as much as possible. But yeah, anyways, that's basically this video. If you guys are interested, click the links in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Maybe I've been slipping back, heading south, car sick on a Tuesday, missing cash, blacking out, heartless in a few ways, shit for luck, elbow shredded, I held things steady like too late, please calm the fuck down, I'll do whatever you say.